I don't know whether it's a coincidence or it has to do with being inactive for some time. What happened today on Madisha is what I saw on Van Dijk of Liverpool, and it's what I saw yesterday on Varane, and I saw also on Richard Maguire. So I asked myself to say, maybe it's a coincidence, but I could see that the centre backs really are not ready, and we could also realize that we could have got something on Coutinho because of the same situation that Madisha went through. But the message to Madisha is, if those players I've mentioned them can make those mistakes, it's multi-million euro players. So it's how he takes it from here. He has made mistakes, not one of his best games, but we move on. And he has helped us a lot on many games. So we can't kill him for one match. But yes, Bidvest, a very good team, strong team. You could see that they never gave up. They don't want to die. I mean, we had to take three leads to win the match. You know, they just came back. I mean, we're saying we finished it. These people, they come back. This is not a team that has been sold. This is not a team that you say their future is no longer there at Wits. It's unbelievable. It's a good team. And you can see the good coach, Gavin. You can see he's a fighter. You know, Gavin will never leave anything easy. You know, so we respect them. And this is a warning to anybody to say, hey, if you're gonna play Bid vs Vets, be very careful. Don't think about Chakuma and all those things. They are alive and kicking. Yeah? The heartbeat is still there, and they fight. You know, yeah. But for us, is what's important is score 3 goals. Yes, I'm not happy that we considered 2 goals, but at least we scored 3 goals. You know, I like to win 3-2 than 1-0. As I always say, it's good. The goals must be there for everybody who's watching football, and also it's encouragement to score 3 goals and 2. But Lyle has been practicing free kicks, unbelievable, and Rustenburg, even Temazwane, free kicks. And that's what we're saying today. Practice makes perfect. He's been practicing them. He helped us there, you know. And Keleso also, the 2 super subs. You know, we could not stay on the big name players that of Tembazwane and Vilakazi. You know, the subs. We need the subs. It's a lesson to everybody to say you need the subs. You need the depth to can continue on this thing. You know. So we saved them for the game of Tuesday. And I told the guys, if they think this is stress, now come and see the stress on Tuesday. But at least we are in the final, and that's what's important for us. Yeah, the team fought. Yeah, good spirit, but you can see we're not the same. You can see we don't have the flow. We don't play as good as we always want to play. But it's a cup match, and it's a football under COVID-19. After you haven't played football for 4 months, and we scored 3 goals, I think that's the positive side of it. Thank you.
Okay, guys, your questions, please. I'll take only 3 questions, and we're done.
It's Chad from Kickoff. You touched a bit on my question. I wanted to draw you on, this is your last game against Bidvest Wits ever. We've obviously seen a growing rivalry over the past 7 years since Gavin took over at Wits. What are your thoughts on losing a team like this, one that was considered part of the Big Four, if we could call it that, in the PSL?
Yeah, it's very sad to lose this game because Wits has a big history, big culture. 97, I don't know how many, 90, whatever it is. Yeah, and you don't want to lose a team like this. You know, I used to jab them. You know, I used to say that they've only won 1 big trophy in 100 years. You know, just to put a humor on it. But what a good team, strong team. They've won cups. I mean, Gavin is a credible coach. I don't think the coach will struggle to get a club. You know, sad to see them go, but business is business. You know, unfortunately in Europe, names remain, but in South Africa we changed the names. You know, there you see Leeds United came back after some 20 years, I don't know how many years, but the names remain. So very sad to see Wits going. but the youth is still there, so probably they have a plan. They can come back. There's Rangers. Rangers was relegated to Glasgow Rangers. That Zungu's team was relegated to SAB League team. In fact, maybe even below that. But they came back. They're in the Premier League now. They've got so Vets juniors can come up again and do a team. They've got a very good youth structure. So we wish that they can come back.
Next question.
Good evening, Coach. It's Karab here. Just two quick ones. One player that continues to show his quality, that is Ricardo Kuzia. I mean, the last game that he came out playing was just before the lockdown, where he got injured against Stellenbosch in Pretoria. This was his first game in 90 minutes. Great performance, one touch. The type of football that we all know him for. How classy is that for him as a player? And secondly, the pitch didn't look as good. Can you just confirm how the pitch was for the players? Because it looked a bit bumpy, and maybe to some extent that's why the players couldn't control it as normally as they would. Just those two questions, please, Coach.
Yeah, the pitch is not that bad, Garabo, at this point in time. It's winter, and also let's be honest. Let's give football credit. I mean, we were all under lockdown. Even the groundsman who was here was under lockdown. So how can we have it the way we're supposed to have it? And remember, it's winter. The grass doesn't grow long, and there's not rain, and there's less sunshine. So that is why the grass looks like that. But the surface is a little bit flat, okay, bumpy a bit, but not to an extent that we can criticize football that we play on bumpy pitches. No, we can't. We have to be grateful and understand that what is the groundsman going to do? The guy was on lockdown here. So it's one of those, I don't think we'll find a lot of pitches in a top shape because it was a lockdown. Lastly, Rivaldo, River, thanks to Coach Manova. He must thank Coach Manova. Coach Manova is the one who was fighting that Rivaldo must play in the central midfield. That's the beauty of having people who work with you and advise you. And the free kicks that he delivers, the set pieces he delivers, we got a penalty out of it. He whips them in. He's got the technique, but River needs to come out of the shell. He's not a player who expresses himself a lot. That's what we're encouraging him. We want him to play more. Yeah, he played with KK today as a 6, and he did very well. And what a splendid performance. It's the way it is at Sundowns. We have enough resources in terms of players. We share the cake. So he started, and then, he did well.
Hi, Coach. Dashik from Sport 24. Following the PSL boss's announcement yesterday, does that give you a clear view on your plans for the next 2-3 months ahead in terms of planning for next season? I know we're just finishing off this season, but also planning for next season and possible transfers targets as well. Does that set a view for you?
Yeah, I always tell you, ask the other guys in the group, they'll tell you, we don't buy players for this season. Now we are buying for next year. So we have already set our targets. We know who we want. Where is he going to help us? We are done with the transfers. It's just to get the people we want. Okay, 1 or 2, the people we want. Okay, the rest of the people, we are almost done with that. Now we're buying for next year. Okay, there might be a surprise. This guy is available and we don't get this one. And then you juggle a little bit. Okay, and I know in December who I want to sign now in December. Okay, so we don't buy because, this guy is on top form this year. No, we know what you do. And we like to do like for likes. And we like players who can play in different positions. Rivaldo can play center back, plays a 6. Musa Libusa is a left center back, he plays as a left back. Lyle Lake is a left back today, left winger. So this is how we do things, So Tembazwani always playing on the left, drifting inside. Tonight, Tembazwani was a striker, was a number 9. I don't know you guys are aware. He was a number 9 tonight. So it's the way it is. Lebu is a striker sometimes, and we are preparing Lebu to play right back also. Right back, striker, right wing, Tapelo, right back, right wing, striker. Otherwise, you won't manage. You won't juggle the team. If you have one player for one position, you won't juggle. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope I've answered you.
One last question and we're done.
Coach, sorry, sorry, Coach. Bandila from Football Conversations. Just one question. Looking forward to the match against Orlando Pirates during the midweek. Do you think today's game perhaps might have given you a slight advantage, knowing some of the conditions playing under the new normal football rules and everything surrounding surrounding the 4 months break that we were under? Do you think it just gave you a slight advantage in terms of understanding what still needs to be done from your end and just getting that that feel of the game from your players?
Yeah, football within or inside COVID-19, we know it now. We can now comment about it. But if you haven't played, you can't talk. Because if you haven't suffered a muscle injury like we got on Kulisi, could not finish, and Rivaldo was on the edge, you don't understand that you can even substitute important players like Tembazwane and Vilagazi. You don't know. First 15 minutes today, Celtic had a player pulled a hamstring. Ask Dylan Kerr if is that his team that you saw today during that. It's not the same team. Things are not the same. So no one knows. And I'm yet to you can't comment until you've been in it. So only four teams can talk about football within COVID-19. Is the teams that played today. So those who haven't played, they can't comment. They must comment after. So it is tough. It is difficult space. Yes, we've got a little bit of information ahead of Orlando Pirates, to be honest. We can say a little bit of an advantage because we know. I mean, I don't know how many times I asked the bench and I asked the referee, I said, do I still have a substitute to make? They say, yeah, you will have substitute, but you only have 2 to go again because you've already made 3. It's confusing. You know, the halftime doesn't count as a substitute. So, and I kept asking Lux all the time, hey, Lux, explain this thing for me. So it's really, really difficult. It's not easy. And you might know the rules, but once you're under stress there and under pressure, everything goes out of your mind. That's football under COVID-19. It's going to be tough. Yes, we're playing a team that is resting tonight and watching when we have people here who got hamstrings and all that. But I think maybe also they'll have our own chance. Everybody's coming. So advantage because we've played. Disadvantage, we're playing a well-rested team because you don't have the legs until Tuesday. So yeah, ice bath and let's see how it goes. Until we gain progressively, we understand how it is and we were able to manage it. But yeah, big game on Tuesday, but it's not the same games that you saw before. Are totally different games. Thank you.
Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks.